Right, everybody, good evening. A little bit of a different thing. What we're doing over here is we're looking at the McLaren. The guys are doing a bit of a setup, a pre-setup situation on here. And with me, I have the man of choice, which is Charles Ranges. And we're going to ask Charles and Wynand a couple of questions about what they're actually doing.
Gary, thank you. Let me just start off by saying I have the best crew in the world. Point number one. Point number two, we're going to go through the car just quickly. We have to do setup before every single race we race at. Turbo cars are a lot different to the normal aspirated cars when it comes to GT3 cars.
Yeah.
Homologation states that boost is regulated, air pressures are regulated. There's so much to go through. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk to Wynand.
Yes.
He is our man in charge when it comes to computers and the know-how of what's going on here. So Wynand, you are busy with the setup of the car. Tell us what you are doing currently.
So what I'm doing is I'm setting the ambient air temp and air pressure so that the turbos can work correctly and not be overspooled. We've just replaced the gearbox, so we're just making sure all the parameters are where they need to be, so we can have a perfect weekend and really have a good result at the end of the weekend.
Now, I have a question for that. You're setting these up. You've just replaced the gearbox and everything else like that. From a driver's point of view, Charles, do you ever get nervous when you see your mechanics playing on this type of stuff?
Not at all.
Trying to get the information and hoping that it actually gives you the car that you want to drive.
Well, I think that's the beauty of it. Is like working with these guys, seeing what they do on a daily. It actually gives you all the confidence in the world. When I get in the car, I always know I've got the best because I'm looked after by the best. And I mean, that goes without saying. That's why we at Stradale get the results, if I might be so blunt, is our car prep. We are a workshop that we don't really look after cars. We love them. We look after them.
Okay, cool.
We look for the problems, and there you go.
All right, now I want to know. I need this from Wynand. Wynand, if you stand this side for me, and just give me some idea, because I'm filming the screen to everybody else. What are we actually looking at on that screen? What's it actually telling us?
So the blocks up at the top with the bars, it's just giving you a basic parameter.
You're talking about these, yeah,
that's it. Giving you the basic parameters of what the car's doing live at the moment while we're warming it up. So you'll have exhaust temperature left and right.
Is this exhaust on this side?
That's the first two blocks, yes.
Yeah.
Then we've got gearbox temp. Then we've got temperature of the oil.
All right.
Then we've got water temp, boost pressure left and right, because obviously it's a twin turbo.
Oh, okay, cool.
Fuel pressure on the rail. Then the gearbox pressure, we're not worried about. It doesn't have that sensor.
And that's obviously a water temp.
That's pressure in the oil, water pressure as well. It does use that. It's very critical that the car runs at the crucial water pressure to get the right cooling. And obviously battery voltage is very important as well for all the electronics to work correctly on the car.
Now, when you're doing this process, how long do you normally let the engine and gearbox actually run for before you're satisfied? Or what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to get it to that actually makes sense that the car's going to be capable to race on the weekend?
We like to get it up to operating temp, which normally is engine water temperature gets to about 85, 90 degrees. Oil temp a little bit higher than that. Get the gearbox temp up a little bit, and then pretty much running temp. Go through the gears, make sure the shifts are nice and smooth, and then look at the telemetry afterwards, just to make sure everything's fine.
So now, for all the nice people outside there, I've got a question now. When are you going to actually pop the gearbox? I want to get this.
Well, if you let me give the mic back to Charles, I'll be able to do that for you.
Okay, cool.
Well, there you go. So
now, Charles,
Yes,
I know you're preparing for the 9 hour and everything like that.
yes.
Is this the type of things that you as a driver need to understand what the mechanics are doing, so that when you get into the car to drive it, you're actually comfortable and you understand where you're trying to get
Well,
to?
obviously, that's what me as a driver want to do. I want to understand the mechanics of this car. Not the mechanics working on it, but the actual mechanicals that goes into
Yeah.
this car. And you know what? while you're driving, you hear noises, you understand what's going on. And that's why the day we had problems with the gearbox, I came into the pits and I knew exactly that's not a sound I'm accustomed to. And yeah, we had a problem, and it turns out that the problem actually came from a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can either put it down to a bump that happened, a strategic bump, or the 1 hour down at East London. You know, it's a difficult thing, but these things happen. Mechanical failures happen, and how we react to it makes us a better team and a better outfit. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Okay, if I may ask you, the importance of you as a driver understanding what the engineer is going through with that telemetry. How deep do you guys actually get to that, and how does that actually affect the capabilities that you're prepared to pull out of this car once it's in race mode?
Well, it gives me the capability to go 10 tenths every single time, knowing that I don't have to worry about the car. Whenever a driver has to worry about, am I braking the car, am I not braking the car, you're going slower. So, you know, knowing that my guys give me the all clear every single time I get in the car, I can go 10 tenths, drive the car as hard as I can for however long I have to drive it. What more do you really want? And that's where we at as a team.
Okay.
Yes.
Just a quick question. We've seen the indications on the computer.
Yes.
Now I want you to come with me around this side, because we're going to have a look at your driver's dashboard. How much of the information that we saw on that computer actually gets transferred to this on the dashboard, so that you as a driver understand that what he's setting is actually making it work for you?
As a driver, I see very little, to be quite honest, but that's the point. I'm there to drive. I'm not there to look after anything. I get errors on the dash when something's not right. Basically what these cars does is, and what my guys do, is they give me a car that I can race, that I don't have to worry about a thing while I'm driving. And that's the whole point. The dash gives me the critical stuff I, as a driver, have to look after. I have to look after temp, and basically that's it. I have to look after the temps of the car, because that varies how warm South Africa gets. More than that, I don't look at anything except that and my lap times. Because for my crew, lap times are the most important. I have to be the fastest.
Now going into the 9 hour, which is coming up, and we know
Yes.
you entered, you've got 3 drivers with you. How much time do each of you drivers spend with a guy like Wynand, understanding that telemetry that affects the way the car performs on the circuit? Do you guys do a lot of brainstorming and things like that between one another to understand where you've got to be and what you've got to be at that point in time to actually keep yourselves in the shape?
That's the change in mindset that we have to do. You know, South African racing is sprint racing, so data analysis, yes, you do that, but not as intensive as for the 9 hours. So for the 9 hour, every driver will have his session with the guys, with the engineers, sitting, seeing where we can get that extra 10. Not out of the car, but out of them, because we're going to run in Pro-Am. We've got Craig Jarvis, and I mean, I'm going to be open with who I'm racing with.
Yeah.
We've got Craig Jarvis as a bronze driver. We've got Darby Ubad as a bronze driver, and we've got myself as a silver driver. So we're running in Pro-Am. So we're running in a very difficult class. So my drivers, especially my bronze drivers, have to be as fast as they possibly can for us to be where we are. Me, myself, as the silver driver, I have to be on top of my game, on top of what the car can give us. But more than that, they work with the engineers to see where they can better themselves. We relay data over and over and over, and yeah, it's a never-ending data stream.
So exactly what Wynand's busy with right now, setting up your new gearbox and everything,
Yes.
becomes vitally critical for you and your co-drivers to actually potentially take this car to where you want it to be by the end of a race cycle.
But that's the point. I mean, we never stop working, bettering these cars. Yes, there's not much to better on them, but there's much to better in myself, that's the driver, much to better in the setup of the car, and more. And trust me, every single race we do, we learn more, we understand more of these cars, and I mean that's the point at the end of the day. So what we're doing now is we're testing, well, not just testing, but I mean we're running in the new gearbox on its lift, on its stands, as per McLaren, as per what McLaren basically says we have to do. So yeah, we're getting all the temps up, and then we run it through the gears, up and down, until the data says it's happy, we can go race the weekend.
I think you and I are going to keep white now and let the world enjoy the beautiful sound of this McLaren. Right, folks, that is what it's like. And when you guys do eventually get to Kyalami racetrack and you see some of the other cars, this is something very similar to what it is. But at the moment it was a case of going through what Charlotte Ranges and Sedalia Motorsport are preparing for this weekend down here in Port Elizabeth. So we hope to see you all at the racetrack this weekend. Do come down, come and say hi to the guys in the pits, and come and watch these guys work on these awesome machines. So that's just a little bit from Thursday night. Hope you all enjoyed it. We catch you guys later.